Hello students. Now the next point in the first chapter, units and measurement, is derived quantities and units. Now what is meant by derived quantities? We have seen that the fundamental quantities. The fundamental quantity means the physical quantity which does not depend upon any other physical quantity for their measurement are called as fundamental quantity. Now the derived quantity means these quantities depends upon one or more fundamental quantities for their measurement. Then they are called as derived quantity. That means the physical quantities which depends upon one or more fundamental quantities for their measurement. Are called as derived quantities. That is, these quantities which depends upon one or more fundamental quantities for their measurement, they are called as derived quantities. ज्या physical quantities एक किंवा अनेक फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी वरती डिपेंड असतात त्यांच्या मेजरमेंट साठी अशा क्वांटिटींना derived quantities म्हणतात. Now here the examples of the derived quantities are, for example, velocity. Velocity is the derived quantity. It depends upon one or more fundamental quantity. That means we have the relation for velocity. Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. This is the relation for velocity. That means here this quantity is represented in fundamental quantities, displacement and time. These two fundamental quantities. And here velocity is the derived quantity. That means here the velocity depends upon displacement and time for its measurement. Now the next quantity, suppose this is the first. Second is acceleration. Acceleration is equal to velocity divided by time. We have this relation for the acceleration. Again here, the velocity is also derived quantity and time is the fundamental quantity. Again, represent this velocity in fundamental quantity. That means here we can write here is velocity is displacement divided by time. This is the velocity and again divided by time. That means we can write here acceleration is equal to displacement divided by this time into this time. In this way. Thus the acceleration is the derived quantity which can be expressed into these fundamental quantities. Displacement is the fundamental quantity, time and time. These are the fundamental quantities. In this way, the derived quantities are the quantities which depends upon one or more fundamental quantities for their measurement. Now here, the units of derived quantities. Suppose the first quantity is velocity. The units of derived quantity is represented in terms of units of the fundamental quantities. That means here the unit of displacement is meter and unit of time is second. Meter divided by second, or it is written as meter per second. This. Again here the unit of acceleration. That means here unit of these fundamental quantities. Here the unit of displacement is meter. Divided by unit of this time is second. Unit of this time is second. That means meter divided by second into second. This can be written as meter divided by second square, and it is written as meter per second square. Meter per second square. In this way, the regular quantities and their units, they are represented in terms of one or more fundamental quantities. Now the next point is supplementary units. Supplementary units. We are saying that the fundamental units or fundamental quantities, there are the 7 fundamental quantities, and again there are 2 supplementary fundamental quantities. These are the supplementary. The supplementary fundamental quantities are supplementary fundamental quantities. First is plane angle. Second fundamental quantity is supplementary fundamental quantity is solid angle. That means here we are saying that these 7 fundamental quantities: length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, amount of substance. In this way, these are the 7 fundamental quantities. And also there are 2 supplementary fundamental quantities: plane angle and solid angle. Now we have to define these 2 quantities. The first is plane angle. It is denoted by d theta. Plane angle. Now suppose the circle of radius r. Circle of radius r, and suppose that the arc is AB. This is the arc AB. Again here the radius r. Suppose the length of this arc AB is ds. Length of this arc AB is ds. The radius of this circle is r. Then the angle between these 2 radius is d theta. This angle is called as plane angle. This angle is called as plane angle, and it is determined by the ratio of, that means it is the ratio of, d theta is the ratio of length of this arc ds divided by the radius of the circle r. In this way, that means the plane angle is the ratio of length of the arc of the circle to the radius of the circle. This is the plane angle. Now here it can also be defined as, that means here this angle is the angle subtended by this arc ds at the center of the circle. That means here it is also defined as the angle subtended by an arc to the center of a circle. It is the plane. Angle subtended by an arc to the center of a circle, and it is determined by this formula: d theta is equal to ds upon r, where this ds is the length of this arc AB and r is the radius of the circle. Now here the unit of this quantity means as it is the ratio of theta is equal to ds upon r. It is the ratio of length of arc of the circle to the radius of circle. It is the ratio of length of arc of the circle to the radius of circle. Hence, its unit is SI unit is radian. Its SI unit is radian. Full name of this SI unit is written as this, and its symbol of unit is RAD. Rad. Thus here the plane angle is the ratio of length of an arc of the circle to the radius of the circle, or it is also defined as the angle subtended by an arc of the circle to the center of the circle. That means the angle subtended by this arc at the center of the circle. This is the plane angle, and its SI unit is radian. It is denoted by RAD, and the angle can be written as, in terms of its SI unit, theta radian, in this theta raised to small c. In this, this is the first supplementary fundamental quantity, that is plane angle. Now the second quantity is solid angle. Second fundamental quantity is solid angle. It is denoted by d omega. Now here, it is the solid angle. That means it is the three-dimensional analogy of plane angle. Three-dimensional analogy of plane angle. That means, as the plane angle is the ratio of length of an arc to the center of a circle, this three-dimensional angle means it is the ratio of surface of sphere. Three-dimension means of the sphere. Sphere is the three-dimension figure of this geometry. Then here, suppose the small surface of sphere is in this way, and here this is the ABCD is the surface of this sphere. Suppose small portion of surface of sphere, and these angles subtended by, suppose the area of this surface of sphere is dA. The angle subtended by this area of surface of sphere to the center, or at the center of the sphere, and it is denoted by d omega. Suppose here radius of this sphere is r, then the angle subtended by the portion of surface of sphere at the center of the sphere, it is the solid angle. That means this solid angle, it is denoted by d omega, and it is the ratio of surface of sphere, suppose dA, to the square of radius of the circle, to the square of radius of the circle. This is the solid angle, and it is defined as, similar to the plane angle. The plane angle is defined as the angle subtended by the arc at the center of a circle. Similarly, the solid angle is defined as the angle subtended by the We can define this solid angle. Now here, the SI unit of this solid angle is steradian. SI unit of this solid angle is steradian and its symbol is ESR. This is the symbol. SI unit steradian and its symbol is ESR. In this way, solid angle means it is the dimensional analogy of the plane angle. That is, it is the ratio of area of portion of a sphere at the to the square of the radius of the sphere, and it is defined as the angle subtended by the area of portion of sphere at the center of the sphere. This is the definition of solid angle. Its SI unit is steradian and symbol is SR. Suppose the sphere of radius R, for example, the sphere of radius R then its area of sphere, you have this area 4 pi r square. Then the angle subtended by the total area of sphere at the center is d omega is equal to area of sphere divided by r square. Area of sphere dA means 4 pi r square divided by square of radius r square. This is the total angle subtended by the area of sphere at its center is this. Total area of sphere is 4 pi r square makes cancels, then the remaining is 4 pi. This is the solid angle subtended by the total sphere at the center. This is the two-dimensional angle, that is solid angle. In this way, we have seen that the two supplementary quantities, plane angle and solid angle, these are the two supplementary fundamental quantities. That means there are total 9 fundamental quantities, 7 main fundamental quantities: length, mass, time, temperature, luminous intensity, electric current, amount of substance, and these are the two supplementary fundamental quantities, plane angle and solid angle. In this way, in this chapter, the physical quantities are classified into two types: fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities means the physical quantity which does not depend upon any other physical quantity for their measurement, and the derived quantity means the physical quantities which depends upon one or more fundamental quantities for their measurement. They are called derived quantities. There are the 7 main fundamental quantities and 2 supplementary fundamental quantities.